And one of the things that comes up over and over and over again, and it just makes so much sense, is that a prerequisite for friendship development among any children would be close proximity and frequent opportunity. And if we think back on our own lives, we think back on our lives when we were in school, but we also think back on our lives 10 years ago, 5 years ago, yesterday, that close proximity and frequent opportunity is absolutely necessary. Now, once a strong relationship has been established, you can pull away from the closeness and the frequency of that interaction because you've established those friendships. But it's a prerequisite for establishing those friendships, which has given me a lot of passion for why inclusive education is so very important. We should not be pulling children out of their neighborhoods to go to another school where there's so-called specialized services over at that other school for the sake of convenience, because what we're missing is that opportunity for kids to go to school with and get to know kids in their neighborhood. And that's what's often missing, because kids have those after school therapies often. And so between that and not going to their neighborhood school, we pull them out of their neighborhoods, which is where the most natural relationships get developed organically, just because kids want to be kids. And kids being kids, whether they're 5 or whether they're 15 or whether they're 30, they want to have that opportunity to interact with people that they care about and that cares about them. And so building those relationships is so very important. I would say, so segregation, to me, forced segregation for kids with disabilities is by far one of the biggest barriers to forming those kinds of relationships and building those kinds of friendships. So remember that close proximity and frequent opportunity is cited over and over again in the research on children's friendships and then eventually adult friendships. So keep that in mind.